So how big can a bear get?
Yeah, how big can a bear get?
Often comes from hunting, as humans compete to kill the biggest bears. And one trophy bear spawned a strange tale that people all over the world have read on the internet. In October 2001, a hunter legally shot a bear on Jdjf Island, off Alaska's southern coast. He emailed photos of himself posing with the bear to friends. The photos became an internet sensation, and soon stories appeared along with the images. Blogs and websites claimed the Jdjf Island bear stood 12.5 feet tall on its hind legs. A super bear as big as any ever seen.
If the bear sat down in a room with you and was flat on its behind on the floor and tipped its nose up, his head would be through a normal ceiling by about a foot or two. If this bear stood up, as reported in the web, it would be watching you take a shower on the second floor of your home.
And there was more.
Whoa.
A photograph of gnawed human remains.
Okay, don't watch that.
Okay. I just want to get the interesting, not inappropriate facts.
Dang.
Stop.
I was trying to hear a fact that he gave, and I want to hear it.
Well, basically,
I'm watching this.
And a ferocity that pushes all that muscle beyond its limits. But one other factor determines a bear's ultimate power: its size. No bigger meat-eating animal walks the earth. Only sea predators like killer whales grow bigger. So how big can a bear get? The evidence often comes from hunting, as humans compete to kill the biggest bears. And one trophy bear spawned a strange tale that people all over the world have read on the internet. In October 2001, a hunter legally shot a bear on Jdjf Island, off Alaska's southern coast. He emailed photos of himself posing with the bear to friends. The photos became an internet sensation, and soon stories appeared along with the images. Blogs and websites claimed the Jdjf Island bear stood 12.5 feet tall on its hind legs. A super bear as big as any ever seen.
If the bear sat down in a room with you and was flat on its behind on the floor and tipped its nose up, his head would be through a normal ceiling by about a foot or two. If this bear stood up, as reported in the web, it would be watching you take a shower on the second floor of your home.
And there was more. A photograph of gnawed human remains. According to the internet, the last man eaten by the giant bear, shot on Jdjf Island. This story of a monster man-eating bear astonished web surfers around the world, especially the hunter who shot the bear. He doesn't know how the bear he killed got to be the world's biggest bear in cyberspace. It was big, but not that big.
In relation to the world record, he wound up only being short by 2 inches and 2/16 of an inch, which put him in the rank of 145 out of 347 of the world's largest bears taken. I gotta get that straight. He's still a record. He just not the world record.
But what about that other photo claiming to show the Jdjf bear's last meal?
That's another picture that gets associated with my bear. It has nothing to do with my bear. As far as I know, this bear didn't, kill nobody or maul anybody.
So where did the photo come from? Bear experts took a closer look and discovered that wherever this man died, it probably wasn't anywhere near Alaska.
If you look at the vegetation in there, it's not quite tropical, but it certainly is not Alaska. It appeared to be the victim of a tiger attack from the Indian subcontinent.
The supersized Hinchinbrook bear is a myth of cyberspace. But on another Alaskan island, Kodiak, bears really do get really big. It's just over 300 miles from Hinchinbrook. Around 12,000 years ago, grizzlies crossed sheets of ice that attached Kodiak to the mainland. When the ice receded, they were trapped. It's one of the luckiest things that ever happened to a group of bears.
The green vegetation season lasts for 8 or 9 months on the Kodiak Islands. There are lots of salmon, and in addition to that, there's a bunch of deer. So it's a long season with a lot of calories in it.
Left alone in their paradise of calories, the bears of Kodiak got big. Very big. This is Bart, star of more than a dozen Hollywood films before he died in 2000.
How did he die?
Bart weighed some
Too old,
1,500
probably.
pounds
Just got old.
and stood over 9 feet tall on his hind legs. He got this big by eating 60 pounds of food a day. Some of his favorite
It's licking him.
apples, carrots, and pesto sauce.
Look at him.
He's licking his face.
It's all up in his face, too.
Today, about 3,000 of Bart's relatives live on Kodiak and nearby islands, where male bears can stand over 10 feet tall and weigh more than half a ton. In 1952, an Alaskan biologist acting in self-defense shot the biggest Kodiak ever recorded. 1,190 pounds. But there's another bear that may deserve the title of world's biggest. And it lives in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Alaska, the Beaufort Sea, more than 200 miles above the Arctic Circle. Mile after mile of snow-blown sea ice, frozen nearly 5 feet thick. It's hard to imagine anything